there, welcome to another episode of Epic Understanding. It is a special night. I have two fabulous guests for you. I have Rashon Howard, and we are just getting prepped to bring in the truth. How you feeling about that, Rashon?
Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited, man. I really love young energy. I love to see young guys doing great things, and I hear great things about the truth. So I'm excited to first of all be on this platform with you, but also share a platform with such a young, intelligent man that we'll be bringing up soon. I'm super stoked.
Oh my goodness, it is going to be cool. I'm going to tell you the very first thing I'm going to ask him is about his name, because to have a name like The Truth,
Yes,
that means something. That's powerful in itself. So he's backstage. Let me go ahead and bring him up. Welcome, The Truth Jones. How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am awesome. So I was telling the audience, I'm so curious about your name. First of all, who named you that?
Well, technically me, but funny enough, before I was born, my dad actually wanted to give me this name, or wanted to call me Truth, but obviously my mom didn't go for that. But I ended up being stuck with the name anyway years later because of what I was going through at the time, which was bullying on the football field by my teammates, and how I was able to overcome that situation, which was through strength and courage, therefore giving my nickname The Truth, or Christian The Truth Jones.
That's fabulous.
That is awesome.
That's fabulous.
Thank you.
You know what? I read that. I read your LinkedIn profile. 13-year-old with the LinkedIn profile, but but I read that someone had the audacity to bully you. What? I find that absolutely amazing.
Thank you. I'm actually on 14 now.
He said, get it right. Like, come on.
Get it right. Look, coach, get it right.
He said,
well, you know what? Okay, when was your birthday? When was your birthday?
I'm a 14-year-old with a LinkedIn. And yes, I was bullied on the football field, but that's what gave me the strength and courage to be who I am today. Let's go, Coach Love. Let's go.
All right. Look, he is already outrunning me. He's outrunning me, family. Okay, when was your birthday?
December 5th. So just barely catching the end of the year.
Wow, you know what? You're my kind of guy. I'm a Sagittarius too. Mine's December 4th. Yeah, man. I see you. Rub some of that off on me.
Yeah, I can't relate to this particular part of the conversation.
Okay, what's your sign, Rashon?
I'm an Aquarius, January 25th. So, I'm a little, at the beginning, y'all at the end. It's cool. We'll take it.
Yeah. Absolutely. We like y'all. We like Aquariuses. That's cool.
Hey, y'all good people.
Y'all cool people. So The Truth, you are already an author, let alone your investment prowess. Tell me what's stronger on your heart these days, the information that you're putting out in your books, or what you're doing in the investment world?
I would have to say what means more to me and what's having a bigger impact. To be honest, I would have to actually say the investing world.
Okay.
Because
so what's going on with that?
It's really helping people learn how to create generational wealth. And I've always had a vision with investing, and this is my main mission, just with the stock market overall. So I'm gonna give you an example, or I guess you could say tell a story. So let's say I am a business owner, but hypothetically, my name is John and I own a business, right? And so, hey, I go to The Truth, Christian The Truth Jones, and be like, hey, I want to learn how to invest. I want to learn how to trade. I want to do the stock market thing. So I'm going to go ahead, take $500 from my business, put that into the markets. And let's say by early May, I don't already flip that $500 and turned it into, let's just say another 500. So 1,000. So now I decide to do a couple of things. So I can, number one, decide to take my original $500 out. So I'm just playing with house money. So for whatever reason, now this, of course, we don't want this to happen, but for whatever reason, if I were to blow my account somehow, then I technically never lost anything. Or I can only take some of my money out and decide, or take actually a little more money. So let's say instead of taking $500 out, I take 750. So I take $250 profit as well. And I take that 750 and I put that back into my business. So now I have more capital for my business. And of course, as I have more capital for my business, I can continue to grow and expand my business. And as businesses continue to grow and expand, what does every business need? Employees. Where they'll get those employees? From the Black community. And boom.
Wow.
Hey, Christian, that is absolutely amazing. I don't know if you can read my hoodie, but it says currently building wealth. So just listening to you, I'm just inspired, right? And so, my question is, where did you obtain this knowledge at such a young age? You're 14 years old. Part of what I do for a living is I take that knowledge and I actually share it with young adults like yourself, but they don't have that knowledge yet. I'm the one delivering that knowledge to them. But at 14, you're the one delivering that knowledge to your peers in your realm. Where did you get that knowledge from?
Shoot. It was a host of coaches, courses, lessons from my mom, lessons from just watching those around me, mentors helping me along the process as well, watching the way, not only just, it doesn't actually necessarily have to be direct mentoring either. It can be just watching the way how they move, the way that they talk, the way they present themselves, the way that they dress, and just seeing how they move and how they got to where they are and how they're successful in their industry and in their space. So that's kind of how I got here today. But I would have to say the number one factor would have to be my mom, because she has invested over $100,000 into getting me to this point. And I will say happily that she got her return on investment.
Hey,
that is awesome. That is awesome. So is mom also a business owner focused on generational wealth, or what does mom do?
So my mom, she actually was a business owner in the past, had a host of different businesses. She had one called Loved and Be Loved that she started with, I can't say, her cousin or our cousin. She started that a couple years ago, but she's no longer running that. That had to do with her t-shirts. I actually have one on hand, and she did rhinestones. I know I'm on the phone. I don't know if you guys can really see this.
Oh, that is nice.
Yeah, she had old rhinestone t-shirt business. And then she also had a business even before then, and this is all while she's in the military, where she would do massage therapy. And so she was doing that for professional athletes around sometime the early 2000s. So before I was even here.
Wow.
So mom is definitely a multipreneur for sure.
That's awesome. We have a question that came in. It says, what are the best investments? I mean, that's a broad question. Is there any particular type of thing people should invest in?
If you're just talking about just best investments, because that necessarily doesn't have to do with the stock market. Of course, I won't do enough. The stock market is the second best investment you can make long term. The first one is real estate. But yeah, I'd have to say real estate, investing in the stock market, crypto most definitely, because that's beginning to replace the dollar. Which specific one is probably going to be set up how the dollar system, or similar to how the dollar system is right now, with dollars, pesos, yen, etc. So crypto, real estate, investing in the stock market, starting a business, even just a little side hustle. So that, like you said, that's a broad question, but those are some of my takes.
Wait, I gotta back up, because I'm beginning to hear so much about cryptocurrency, right? And admittedly, I know nothing. How much do you know about cryptocurrency?
To be honest, not that much either. There's actually my current teacher. She's helping me learn a lot more about the crypto space, and specifically NFTs, and even more specific, you have digital art, which is set up to.
I heard there was a very expensive piece recently sold, and it's like, you buy it once, nobody else can own it, or however that is, but it feels very esoteric to me. I can't quite wrap my mind around it. But I will say this, Truth, if you wrap your mind around it, please come back and spend some time with us.
I can give, from what I know, don't take anything, take everything with a grain of salt. But from what I've known, what I've heard, and what I've been taught, basically what NFTs are non-fungible tokens. So that what that means is they can't, like you said, create a copy of it. So that's what the thing with digital art, because with real art they have copies, and then you have the original. With digital art, they only have the original, and it has a specific, like, not necessarily a tracking number, but a specific number, and it can't be copied whatsoever. So you own the one and only.
Okay, that's very exciting. You know what? I have to ask you this. I know that you are all in the stock market right now, but you already alluded to it. You said in a past interview where I read that you actually want to get into real estate.
Yes.
Okay. What kind? Where?
Every type, but specifically residential and commercial.
So you want to get into residential real estate?
Yes.
Okay. So how will you, is it flipping houses? Is it renting houses? What might you do?
So for the most part, it would be flipping houses, and depending on the current market, or at least going based off what we all have now, flipping houses, renting out houses, doing Airbnbs or vacation homes, and of course owning my own property. Like even beforehand, when I was like 10 years old, I was always like looking at different properties, seeing how much there was, square footage, everything like that. I would just go looking through properties and seeing, one, what I would want myself. Number two, what could be a great vacation home, just potential prospects of what I would be looking for.
Okay, that makes sense. I do notice that the very wealthy, the rich and famous, they're always buying homes and then reselling homes. I do know about that.
Got to get that equity money.
All right, now, did you happen to hear about this on the news? I don't have it quite right, but there is beachfront property that was originally owned by a Black family in California. Okay, and so California is looking to return this beachfront property back to the rightful owners, which is I can't. Somebody look up his last name for me and help us out. But I believe it's worth like $75 million.
That's crazy. That's real estate for you. That is generational wealth for sure.
100%.
For sure.
That's amazing. So, Truth, what's something that would surprise people to know about you?
Shoot, I can play the piano.
Okay. All right. I
can play the piano. I was fluent, not almost halfway fluent at Spanish at 2-3 years old, because my mama always got Spanish nannies, Spanish nannies. So they would always talk to us in Spanish, and so we kind of just picked it up because, of course, like any child, you're not born with the language. You get it as you continue to grow up. Sadly, I've lost a lot of it, but hey, the skill set was there at one point.
That's awesome, and you could probably learn it back, easy once you put your mind to it. Thank you. Whatever. It's $72 million, but still, that's a lot of dinero. Thank you for that.
Yes.
Out there.
Yes.
Generational wealth at its finest.
Absolutely. What kind of legacy do you want to leave besides money, Truth?
For my name to be in the history books. And when they talk about, that's that dude, that was Christon the Truth Jones. Man, he was a beast. He was a monster. Wow. They reading about me in their classes. They reading about me in school. They're reading about they talked about me, how they talked about Dr. King. They talked about me, how they talked about Malcolm X. They talked about me, they talked about Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Like, man, He was that dude. He was one of the best Black leaders on the planet, but in history.
Okay.
Yeah, you're definitely getting a great head start. I tell you that. You're getting a great head start, man. You're doing some awesome things.
Thank you.
So what kind of things do you want to do to create that, like what's written up? So your name is there. It says, Christon the Truth Jones changed XYZ for the Black community, thus by changing the world. What does XYZ say? What does that say?
Built his own community and or a town within the Black community, feel full of affluent Black people, from business owners to just high level, job owners as well. played in the
Oh,
NFL, became an NFL Hall of Famer, helped his kids create businesses by the age of 5 years old and learn how to properly run a business themselves by the age of 10.
oh, yes, yes, yes. I
So
have
let's
this
go back really quick. What position are you going to the Hall in?
Linebacker. That's my dream position.
Linebacker. Okay.
There we
Linebacker.
go.
Defensive
There,
quarterback. So you're gonna be the Mike?
You said what?
You'll be the Mike backer? You'll be the middle linebacker?
Nah. Outside linebacker.
Outside linebacker. Okay. Switch it up.
Yeah,
Do a
got
little
six people down.
DN. Yeah,
Yeah.
sneak him in for a sack. Okay. All right. Defending the
Mm-hmm.
best tight ends. I see you. All right. Okay.
You know?
so isn't that one of the hardest positions?
You said it again?
Isn't that one of the hardest positions?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
listen, I'm not gonna claim I know a lot about football, but I do know that's like a tough one. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
All right.
You got speed, size, and strength.
And you have to be
Wow.
versatile enough to get in the hole against the running backs, but also you have to be sleek enough to run against the wide receivers and tight ends. So you have to have great flexibility, great athleticism, and you have to be agile. So yeah, that is definitely a sleek position in football. So good luck, man. That's good stuff.
Thank you.
That's crazy. Now, I know that you talk to people about what you do, you're warning people about the 40-40 plan. Tell us what that is.
So the 40-40 plan is where you work 40 hours a week for 40 years and you get from here to here. Amazing, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not amazing. Not at all.
And then a lot of people are left without, by the time they're 60, 70 years old, they're left without, but really nothing, really. They don't have much money. Then they might have a 401k, but they don't know what their broker's been doing for the past 40 years. And the broker, of course, is not, number one, not obligated to care about your money. Number two, they're not going to care about your money as much as you are. And number three, it is just a job. If they really knew how to trade, they really know how to get money like that in the markets, trust me, they will not be working a job.
Wow. That's some facts right there. And you want to know what? One of the most important things or the most potent things you said for me, you said they are not obligated to care about your money. That's just facts right there. Absolutely. Absolutely. I have a quick, I just want to make this statement. I don't know if you see what I have scrolling across the bottom, but it says, Christon Jones, modern day King Tut with the wisdom of King Solomon.
Thank you.
And I just honestly, I picked that up from, reading about you, from listening to previous interviews that you have. It's not necessarily that you've made a lot of money, because that's really, really cool. Okay. But there are internet young people and they're making all this money doing this, that, and the other. So it's almost something that is very natural in this day and age for young people to really be going out after financial gains and making it, right? Because if you have a brilliant mind and have the time, you can focus on something. So yes, that impresses me about you, but what I'm more thrilled about you with is that you come with wisdom and you come with a heart, and that you are not just doing it for yourself. And so where does that come from in you?
It's just natural. It's just who I am.
It's because you're a Sagittarius.
I like his first answer. It's because it's natural. It's who he is.
You was just born into the wisdom of being a Sagittarius, and so there you go. I'll take it. Do you have anything special that you want to make sure that our audience knows about you?
Yes.
What is
So
that?
number one, I actually have my own award show, and as soon as you were talking about a lot of, I guess I can't say young people, but my peers making a lot of money. It's become a lot easier to become that millionaire, become just basically make a lot of money. I actually have my own award show honoring my peers that are doing that. We're all doing our own different thing, from clothing lines to sports to whatever we're doing, to other business owners. And we all come together, and I honor them at my award show called Truth Playmakers. And it's not only just an award show, but it's also a networking event, because I invite what I call VIPs, which are high level business owners that are very experienced in their field. And we all come together, we all network, collaborate, and really just break bread and create a community. And so I've been doing that for the past 2 years now. We had our first annual award show back in 2019, and we're coming back here in 2021.
Okay.
Awesome.
Where is that and when is it?
So it's going to be in Atlanta, Georgia on June 19th at the Gathering Spot.
I just want to know how I get an invite. That's what I want to know. How do I
y'all two both going to be invited. It is invite only, private, exclusive, but both of y'all are going to definitely be invited to be VIPs.
That's all I needed to hear.
Excellent. I can't wait. I cannot wait to be amongst all of this talent, but young talent. There's nothing like young talent because there's not as much baggage. You know, it's the battlefield of the mind. And after you get seasoned, certain things kind of happen to you. You start envisioning these obstacles. Sometimes they're real, sometimes they're not. But when you are young and you're able to actually live up to such a great portion of your potential, it makes you feel like Superman, Superwoman. You know, the world is yours.
Most definitely.
Truth, what's your Instagram?
At the Truth 2021. At 2024. Also, I do want to bring up something real quick, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So, a point you just made me remember was that even what I've experienced in my courses or in my classes, that actually the younger you are or the younger your kids are, the easier it is for them to pick up trading, and easier for them to pick up how to invest and learn how to trade the stock market.
Mm-hmm.
And so just really picking up skills in general, it becomes easier when you're younger than when you're older, and you don't have that attachment to money as much. Number one, most of the time it's not actually theirs. And number two, you kind of don't care, to be honest. Like, it's like, oh, I lost some money. Okay. Oh, I made some money. Nice. I love it. Even when I was teaching some of my friends back when I was living in Germany, they were about 11 or 12 at the time. It was my friend and his older brother, and I was showing them how to invest. And I remember their first trade they made was on Red Robin. They were only up a couple of cents, but they couldn't tell them anything. Happiest people in the world at that time. But we really don't, when it comes to like losing and being in your emotions, besides those big wins or just getting started, after you get past that phase, it really just becomes a natural thing to do. And you really kind of, I want to say don't care as much, but you don't have an emotional attachment to if you lose money. You're not getting in your feelings, because that will also cause you to lose money. So you really just learn those things and are taught those things through my course. And those are some of the things I've helped my students with as well.
Wow, that's so cool. That's so cool. I'm just kind of basking in your presence right now, but I do want to ask you. I want to talk to you about something that I'm personally passionate about, and that is positive manhood. Okay. Yeah, that is my thing. And don't get me wrong, I have a heart for women, but that's something that's kind of taken off in the world on its own. But positive masculinity, people seem to be confused about it, because masculinity looks so different and the boundaries are so different than it used to be in a more traditional time. I'll give a basic example, and I'm going to use, dating. Should you or should you not open a door for a woman? Do you or do you not, pay for a date? And then what creates manhood in the first place? Is it created through your identity, or is it created through your tradition? And then how do I learn how to be a man when I don't really see a man? And then the notion of toxic masculinity is so heavily portrayed, like your masculinity is portrayed through your sexual conquest and how many women you're getting, things of that nature. Those are really false things to place your manhood on. If I was a young man right now, I would be going, what in the world am I supposed to be? You know, I think it's
That's deep.
confusing.
That's deep. Wow, there's a lot there, Coach Love. There's a lot there. I mean, I think every sentence you said could be a conversation, right? Every sentence you said could take on a topic or a life of its own. I think you touched and asked so many questions and in truth. I don't know how you feel about this, but I think you said something like, is it defined by your identity or your tradition? And
Mhm.
my answer would be both. It's defined by your identity and your tradition, because your identity comes from your tradition, right?
Mhm.
It comes from how you were raised. It comes from your upbringing. It comes from your teachings, and then you can connect that with when you talk about having that male example, right? To see that vision of what does a male look like, because we all love our mamas, right? But can our mamas
Mhm.
teach us how to be a man up to a certain point? They can't, right? So I
Mhm.
would say the answer to that question is identity and tradition. Based off of your upbringing, your background, and who you look up to as a male mentor, whether it be your father, your uncle, whether it be a friend, or a teacher, a coach, right? You're a football player, right? I played football a couple of years, but I'm a former track guy. But a lot of us athletes look up to our male coaches. So
Mhm.
that's my opinion. But truth, you being 14 and really coming into your own as a man, and I mean, you're so intelligent. You've probably seen the real world for what it was since you were born. But in most cases, you're definitely an exception. But in other cases, we are coming into our own at 13, at 14, at
Yeah.
15, and we're paying attention to the things that are happening, not just around us, but outside of us as well. So I'm really interested to see how you tackle Coach Love's question.
Yes, pause 1 second. Before you answer, I want to say this. The reason why I gave you a either or, because some people's traditions are wrapped
Mhm.
up in toxic masculinity. That is
Mhm.
why I suppose, I put that juxtaposition either or. But now answer that question, because I sure want to know what you have to say.
Hmm. I'm leaning more towards traditions because, like, um, dang, I'm trying to see your name.
Coach Love
Yes,
or
sorry,
Rashon? Rashon?
Rashawn. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
I keep wanting to say Rashad. I'm like, no, that's not right. Mr. Rashad said it's kind of a little bit of both of identity and tradition, but I'm more so leaning towards traditions because as you grow up and you learn those traditions of opening the door, of paying for the meal or paying for the date, even if it ends up being a paid date, because not all dates have to be necessarily
Yeah,
costing me
that's right.
money. But I would have to say it does lean more towards traditions, and not only traditions, but practices and learning a certain behavior and being willing to take care of your priorities and your family and those around you and your community. That's what makes you a man. That's what makes you a masculine man and a real man, I guess you could say.
That is beautiful. You know what? Honestly, I could talk to you, for another couple of hours, but I do know you have a schedule, and so do we. But that said, I want you to know that you are welcome back. Anytime you have an open invitation here, you can consider this to be your home. So if you got a message you want to get out, or you just want to hang out with some awesome people, you are welcome to come hang out with us. Did you want to leave the audience with anything in particular?
Yes, go ahead and go to my website, thetruthjones.com, if you want to find more information about my courses. If you want to find more information about my award show, go to truthplaymakers.com and go ahead, follow me on Instagram at thetruth2024.
I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. The Truth Jones, his website is actually in the comments already on YouTube too, but we'll throw the rest of those out for you. Truth, if you'll drop those in the private chat, I'll get those up for you, for everybody on all the links. You guys have a nice night. Thank you for watching, family.